G'day and welcome to Aussievision. I'm Kyriakos from Brisbane, Australia, and today we have the lovely Lesley Roy who's representing Ireland at this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Hi, Lesley.
Hiya.
Your Eurovision 2021 entry for Ireland Maps has been well received by the Irish Euro fans and the hardcore Eurovision fandom. How are you feeling about the response that your song received?
Yeah, delighted. Kind of overwhelmed a little bit too that it's gone down so well. I was quite emotional and happy when I wrote it, but I didn't think that everyone would receive it in the same way. So I'm delighted, and our team is really happy, and we're just, relieved to have our feet in the ground here in Rotterdam and get to the performance next week.
Oh, very nice. And the song is a very nice up-tempo song. What's the meaning behind the song Maps, and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, maps. I think a lot of people over the last year had to take a look inward. We were forced to sit at home and really look at ourselves and what's going on internally. And maps for me was in the searching to try and write the song. I felt quite lost and anxious and frustrated by trying to find something better than Story of My Life and bring something that I was really proud of back home to Ireland again. So within that, I just, after writing so many songs, I decided to just stop and let it all go. And I thought if maybe the universe would give me a song, I would continue and try and bring it back to Dublin. But it is a look inward to try and find your true sense of self, what feels like home internally, and also a little bit about me reconnecting with my roots in Ireland.
And just like your 2020 entry, Story of My Life, you co-wrote and co-wrote and co-produced Maps. What was the songwriting process like this time around?
Oh, so different. So different. Story of My Life I've kind of had in a pile of songs that I've, built up over the years. And I knew it was a really catchy song. And I thought, maybe both worlds could mix together. I'll just send it in and see what happens and not think too much about it. And it did get selected. So this time, then the head of delegation, Michael Keeley, and I sat down and we said, okay, well, we can't just automatically select you. This is a song contest. We'll only talk if you have a song. So I think I put so much pressure on myself to try and find it months later when I could safely get back into a studio with some people. So there was a lot of pressure, a lot of work, a lot of writing of so many different styles I wanted to try to find maps. So then it was a huge relief when I did get it. So it was a very different process than just knowing that I had a really good song kind of tucked away. But I'm glad it was kind of difficult because it really did create the concept and the sound and the pace. And I think the kind of emotion that's behind Maps.
And you're known for your positive pop and pop rock music. I would love to know what are your musical influences and who are your musical heroes?
Oh, great question. Because that's so much. I could be here for days. But briefly, I grew up with a lot of Motown on in my house, actually, and then a lot of pop rock music. My mom was in cover bands and like a wedding singer. So she had the array of wedding songs that was on in our house. And I learned them at a young age. She was in the Debbie Harry and the Fleetwood Mac cover bands.
Nice.
So I grew up with a lot of that rock, but a lot of Motown in the background too. And then it wasn't until I started playing guitar that I really found a bit of an obsession with what was on the radio with the 90s pop stuff and who were all these Swedish people that were writing these pop songs. So a lot of rock and Motown as a base, but then it very quickly turned into how to write a perfect pop song.
And we know you're collaborating with Frederick Ridman, who is the creative director for Mons Zemmelow's Eurovision winning entry Heroes. Your rehearsals have been amazing, and you have some very technical staging, and great to see something fresh and new in the contest. What was it like collaborating with Frederick, and what's the story behind your staging?
Yeah, it's really, we're so excited about the staging. The whole Irish team, it's so different. It's different for Ireland, it's different for me. It's even different for Frederick. So I reached out to him when we were starting to talk about what we would do if the stadium was going to actually hold the event. And I sent him maps and he responded and said, yes, I'll do this. This is really good. So we started talking about it and trying to just figure out what would be the core kind of things within it. And it was a lot about keeping the tempo of the song, keeping it moving, trying to figure out a journey. But we both really had this a very kind of overwhelming thing that we didn't necessarily want to rely on the screens, on the LED, on the lights or explosions, just because it's not the song, not because we don't like that, just we wanted to try something different. So we thought, what would be the opposite of doing that? And we create this very small miniature world built out of paper, that if there's any movement in the props, they're actually hand moved. It's no battery operated, it's just no green screen. So we built this little world that I journey through to kind of find my true sense of self at the end of it, or come home. So the process was crazy, and it was very detailed to build it and build all the small scenes and have them inch perfect from where I'm standing on treadmills. So the rehearsals I've been, it's quite intricate, but once you get it, it's just kind of it's a circuit. And now the production team are really wrapping their head around how we're shooting it, and the flip books and the movement of trying to control something that's live. It's not, they're going to be different every single time. So it's really fun. It's really creative. And I think it's actually quite beautiful too, if people really understand it at home.
Now, a little while back now, you featured on the RT Late Show to perform Maps for the first time on Irish television. And you also performed a live medley of Eurovision winning songs, along with Ireland's biggest Eurovision winners, from Linda Martin, Liam Kavanagh, Paul Harrington, and Charlie McGettigan. We have to say, the performance was absolutely epic. What was it like for you to perform with these Eurovision winners?
Oh, it was brilliant. It was so much fun. And, they have been performing with each other for years on the road in Ireland and all over Europe. So they're kind of their own little family unit. So they were kind of making fun of each other, and they've all their own little Eurovision jokes and who's the best and where was Johnny. So it was really nice. They're very warm, very welcoming. Linda sending me messages at night, making sure that my shoulder pads are going to be exactly right. So no, it's so nice to be somewhat a part of that. Obviously they are winners and legends, but the performance was fun, and I think it gave the kind of newer Eurovision fans a bit of a bridge into the older kind of iconic time period for Ireland.
You recently located from New York to Ireland, and we'd love to know, what does it mean to you to connect back to your Irish roots?
Yeah, I think it was really important this year, and especially for this song, coming home, and we took my grandmother in Ireland, and we were kind of caring for her within lockdown and within preparing for all this. So it was lovely to get back home to Ireland. We still have our place in New York, so we will figure out what that looks like after Eurovision. But I think it was really important for this song to be, real to me, that I was at home releasing it. Otherwise, it would have been forced and fake. So it was very important to get back home to Ireland this year.
We'd love to know, have you ever been to Australia?
I have not, and I have to go. I feel terrible. I have a lot of relatives over there. There's a lot of different Roys and all over the place. A lot of my friends moved there after school. But no, I'm dying to go. I really, really would love to go. But I had the great reception from Australia with Maps. I think people get it.
Is there anywhere in particular you'd like to visit?
Sydney, Melbourne. Sydney, yeah. I actually did this really cool Vedic reading. Have you ever heard of these things? Where they kind of discuss where in the world you have different lines per what time you were born in. Yep. So I have this this line that goes through Sydney where I should go to. So that's a very side commentary, but I do need to go to Sydney at some point.
Oh, very nice. And we'd love to see you perform down under as well one day too.
Would love that.
Do you think your participation will encourage other big names to be part of the contest and help bring Eurovision back to the mainstream in Ireland?
Yeah, I hope so. That was one of the long lists of things that I wanted to kind of have as a narrative doing any press for this whole thing, is that I wanted to show that, I am a professional songwriter. I have a career. I've written for myself. I write for other artists all over the world. And I would like Irish songwriters to kind of see past some of what I think there's a tiny bit of stigma sometimes within Ireland, UK, and sometimes in Australia around the Eurovision. And one of the things I wanted to just highlight is that it doesn't have to be that. this is a massive platform, massive music platform that I really would love more Irish songwriters to get involved in. So I do hope that that has kind of opened the window to that.
And do you have a favorite Australian Eurovision entry?
Do I have? Yeah, because we don't have as many years as the rest of the countries. I really liked Guy.
Yeah,
Am I right? Yeah.
Yes. He was our first entrant. Yes.
He was the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
He's really cool. And I mean, I just sent out a video message to Montaigne yesterday too. I love Technicolor and I support her, and we're all sorry that she can't be here. We all feel what that must feel like. So I think she's great.
Well, thank you so much for your time to talk to us at Aussievision today, and good luck at Eurovision semi-final 1. And we send you all our love, energy, and douce poir. Thank you very much, Lesley Roy.
Thank you. Thanks so much.